the scariest thing in men and women's hearts in Southside and Southwest Virginia is going to the mailbox every month to find that monster in it that says you owe me $800 and I will cut you off unless you pay.
The evidence that were over 40,000 APCO customers were disconnected for non-payment during the 2023 review period alone.
AEP's answer to 95% of the phone calls, emails I'm getting is either disconnect or pay the bill. That's our choice in Southwest Virginia.
APCO customers, Mr. Chair, is our constituents, and they simply cannot afford the high electricity rates they are being charged. 12 in your handout, it says, "Good evening, I'm writing on behalf of my grandmother who lives in Marion, Virginia. She's 78 years old, lives alone. She only has one income, and that's her Social Security check. For December, her light bill was $321.38, and this month it was $490.86. For this month, when she pays all her bills, she will only have $112 to live off of.
We truly have no choice. Our choice is to not eat, no medicines, or pay the electric bill.
Our constituents cannot afford to do that. I have talked to Appalachian Power for the last 4 years. I brought them to the table, along with other legislators, and told them this cannot continue.
I know, Travis, you and I, we've struggled with this and struggled with our utility company. Have they ever explained to you why the power bill on this side of the line is lower than it is, say, in a neighboring state?
Mr. Chair and Senator Stanley, they have not. Wise County, Virginia, AEP owns the lines. It's $173. You go across the line in Tennessee, AEP Kingsport, it's $133 per 1,000. We have asked why the difference. We have not got an answer for that, Mr. Chair.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. Ron Jefferson, representing Appalachian Power. Yes, and I will say, Appalachian Power, we recognize the rates are not where we'd like for them to be today.
You and I have talked to them a lot to try to find a reasonable solution, have we not?
Mr. Chair, Senator Stanley, yes, we have had several conversations over the past 3 years, and I think the word that I was quoted using was tone deaf.
I was told I wasn't listening from an executive. We were telling them to be better stewards and be better partners and have a relationship with their people. And we realized at that time, I think you asked a question around that time, how many rate increases did they get in 1 year? Just go back just a little bit. How many rate increases did we suffer?
I know that the last rate increase was $95.8 million. Every year there's another rate increase against our objections.
This is a huge problem. We hear from people every single day from APCO territory. It's become a very big problem.
Okay.
The company is required by the last rate case to work with us on how to fix things on their end. But we support the effort because we want to make sure that there's some options.
And I just got communication when I was at my son's basketball game from a police officer, a very fine police officer. His bill is now $800 a month in Franklin County. Are you hearing similar stories as I heard this past Saturday?
Stanley, I just had a text message today showing that one individual for 1 month was $1,967 for a residential power bill.
And in fact, we had issues, did we not, when Hurricane Helene came through in some of our areas in Grayson County, Carroll County, Wythe County, where we were concerned about the lack of responsiveness in them getting the power back on. Can you explain that very briefly in terms of when I was talking about them not being good neighbor and a good partner and a good steward with the people that they serve?
The vegetation growth has increased. The reason that we had such loss during Hurricane Helene is because decades of vegetation removal had not been done. There will be a rate case that will be before the SCC this year for them to ask to raise the rates yet again for the storm damage, when I stand here and tell you that at least 50 to 60% of that damage could have been prevented if they would have removed it when they should have removed it. So to the senator's question, they have not been good neighbors. They have not done what they were supposed to do.
I just know this, the monopoly and the guaranteed profit margin with AEP has to stop today.
What's the difference in the dollar rate per kilowatt hour between APCO, an Ohio company, and a Virginia company like Dominion?
When I run the rates, it was 54% more for APCO rates
And I will say, Appalachian Power, we recognize the rates are not where we'd like for them to be today.
We've just heard from Appalachian Power, they said the rates are too high. We have told them that for 4 years, but they are not giving us a solution. They're not giving our constituents a solution.
Senator Marsden.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We all feel terrible, and I feel terrible doing this, but I'd have a substitute motion to PBI.
I just do not see the compassion and humanity.
Vote for the year, but it is something we're hoping to look at in the next year or two. So I think it would be appropriate for us to get a referral.
So, and you think you've got room to take a look at this in the
I
next
didn't say
year?
that. I think we have room to look at it probably in the next 2 years.
And you're asking now us to just wait another couple of years when, as the good senator who patroned this bill said, people are making a decision whether to put food on the table or pay a power bill. Try something or continue to do nothing and these rates go up. They are the most feared and hated entity in our region, in Southside and Southwest Virginia. If we hear one thing, we hear it all the time, and we're told to go back out and tell them it'll be okay. And it's not okay. It's not okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So first of all, I can appreciate the concern by the senator looking out for his constituents. I feel your pain. I mean, this isn't the first time. It's not going to be the last time.
No study, please. Let's put this out on the floor. We go to this study thing that we seem to be fond of, where we study and then nothing gets done and we come back. Well, I'm against this. Let's give it a shot.
What we have here is an immediate problem that we have tried for 4 years. 4 years. And now we're going to try to take it to a letter and send it to another committee, and it's going to be another 2 years. And then the molasses barrel just gets thicker and thicker. We need relief now. We need relief now, not 2 years, 4 years, whatever. So I urge this committee, please do not PBI this bill. Thank you.
Motion is to PBI with a letter to the sewer.
Ooh.
Ayes 8, no 7.
I just do not see the compassion and humanity.